This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Bucks County, Pennsylvania. This map can be found over at Facebook at TNT Modding, and there will be a link in the description below to the post where he then posts a Google Drive link. Now, I will say something about Google Drive in general. I have seen sometimes when maps are posted on Google Drive, when the map gets popular, sometimes Google will throttle the download or just flat out disable the download for a period of time. So if you do have a slow download, just let it download. Don't stop it. Don't start it up again because you're only going to be hurting yourself and others. If for some reason it says the file's not available, just wait a little while, try back. It's Google being Google, basically trying to minimize impact on the free service that they offer and such. So just be aware of that. Now, when you go to the download location, this map is available in two flavors. We have the standard flavor, Bucks County, PA, and then we have a dynamic mud version. You'll see here it says with dynamic mud. So you can figure out which one is which at the download. Basically, one has Bucks County, PA _DM or dynamic mud. If you want dynamic mud, get that one. If you don't like dynamic mud, then get the other one. Plain and simple. Provided you two different versions of the map in order to basically fit your needs. If you don't know what dynamic mud is, then probably just pick the non-dynamic mud version. If you play without seasons, you won't really notice the dynamic mud unless it's actively raining on the map. And we all know how infrequently it rains in standard farm sim. If you play with dynamic mud and seasons, then you've probably already seen this on other maps. Basically, there's areas on the map that can be painted to have mud, and depending on the moisture levels of the ground, you'll have different amounts of mud that splatter up when you drive through it, or that sink the vehicle down into the ground a little bit. For this video, we're going to use the non-dynamic mud version. Bucks County, PA is a legit place. Now, I don't know how accurately this particular map is to represent that exact location in Pennsylvania, but I can tell you that the overall feel of this map, it feels very East Coast. Lived on the East Coast of the U.S. my entire life, and I can just say that, just driving around the map, just looking at it, it feels very East Coastish. So that's nice. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I will say that this map does support seasons, although I have run into an issue when trying to activate the straw harvest and seasons at the same time. I do get the message that there are too many height types, so I'm sure that the map author will be updating that soon. If you play with just seasons, it's fine. If you play with just straw harvest, I don't know. I haven't tried that combination, but I have loaded the map up with just seasons. Loads up just fine. If you activate straw harvest and seasons, I'm getting too many height types. I suspect that's how it's going to be for others, but I'm not really sure. So with that, let's go ahead and load on up. There is one error that we get when we load this map up, and it relates to the enhanced lighting that the map author appears to have wanted to put in. Appears he may have missed adding one of the XML files. See here we have error, failed to open data maps frontier lighting.xml. That only appears if you load this map up without seasons. If you load this map up with seasons, that line doesn't show up. That error doesn't exist because seasons lighting trumps map lighting. Okay, so that's just explaining probably how he missed that particular error. Probably just loading this map up with seasons, therefore never really seeing that particular error pop up. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. See, this map is loaded with all kinds of organically shaped fields, I'll say, meaning non-square fields. Take a look at the lands area. You'll see on new farmer mode, start by owning this big chunk of land up here in the northeast. That includes fields 15, 16, 17, and 28. There are also 3 other farms on this map that can be identified by the buying silo location. So there's one right across the street from our start farm. Buying silo and field 14 for $356,000. Our starting land is 1.7 million. So that is important to know, because if you fire this map up on farm manager mode, you're only going to have 1.25 million in cash. All of these buildings are still placed in farm manager mode. You also start out with all the vehicles in farm manager mode. So you could theoretically sell the vehicles and then get yourself 1.7 million to buy the land, and then just start really, really small as far as farming equipment. We also have a farm over here for area 24, $340,000. And then right across the street from that one, we have another farm, $392,000. We're going to add a bunch of money into our save here so we can buy all 3 of those zones, because all 3 of these areas have animals associated with them, have farm silos, and they probably have farm houses also. We just don't see that pop up because we don't own the land yet. Take a look at some of the other areas. We've got forestry areas, 449,000, 145. I like how we have this access road back to this forest area. Like here we have another few landlocked forestry areas. I like how there's an access road back into there. There's a lot of thought process. When we get down here, I'll have to see if maybe there's a road here. Or to get back to this area, you've got to cut your own road in. That would be pretty cool. You've got to cut your own road in. You see that we do have a biogas plant here on the map. $160,000 for that. And lots of sell points. So let's also take a look at the crop types available on the map. So as you may have figured out, since we have an issue with straw harvest and seasons, this map does have additional crops. We have all of our standard crops that are available in Farm Sim, as well as carrot, onion, millet, sorghum, rye, cabbage, red cabbage, alfalfa, clover, Sudan grass, and black bean. Lots of extra crop types. Take a look at our sell points. We also have a fair number of sell points available on the map. We have custom crop icons that have been put into the map. Across here, we've got sell points for our eggs, sell points for milk. Of course, have a sell point for wool and cotton. Don't know how much cotton is really raised up there. This map does not appear to have a custom geo. It is fully supported with seasons, with a seasons mask. We have multiple sell points for hay, straw, and grass. And then we get into some extra crops. This, I think, is... I don't know what that is, quite honestly. Looks like a water drop. If that's liquid fertile, I don't know what that is. We've got our slurry, our digestate, pig food, lime. Not really sure what that is. We have, this is corn straw, I believe. This map does have support for corn straw and soybean straw. Here we have our alfalfa, clover, like clover grass, clover hay, And then we get into our extra crops. Carrots, onions, rye, cabbage, red cabbage. I'd have to go back and check, cross-reference these other icons. Millet, sorghum. So millet, sorghum, clover, Sudan grass, and black beans. Okay. Take a look. We have a fair bit of starting equipment available to us. All new. None of it is leased. We do have animal pens here on the starting map, but we do not start our starting farm. Do not start out with any animals in them. And then we do have contracts available. Let's take a look at that starting fleet. We start out with a John Deere fleet. We've got 6250R and the 6155M, range in horsepower from 164 to 300 horsepower. We have the John Deere T560 harvester, and the AgriLiner TAW30 trailer, and you can see it is configured to support all of the additional crop types. We have the TKD302 also. Have John Deere grain header. That has been configured to work with several additional crop types. We also have the corn header. Got an Amazon cultivator, the Rapid A600S seeder, that again has been configured to work with several new crops. We have our planter, it's also configured to work with several of the new crops. We have a butterfly mower and our front pottinger mower. We have the Kuhn tedder, Kuhn V-rake, wheel rake. Have a forage trailer. Got the combo square round bale wrapper. Got a round baler, bale trailer, water trailer. We have front loader arms with a bucket, header trailer. We have a pair of egg pallets, reusable, that we're going to see. Have a power washer and our farmhouse. So we do not have any custom animal areas that we can buy or sell on the map. In fact, if we go to placeables, see that we don't have any custom placeables of any kind. As I mentioned earlier, you load this up in Farm Manager or start from scratch. All of the buildings here at the main farm are pre-placed, ready for you already. Now let's talk about these additional crops. So we've got all these additional crops. How are we going to harvest them? Well, the Homer here, under Potato Technology, he's included a modded Homer harvester that is going to work with some of our crops, additional crops. And if we go to Tools and then Potato Technology, we've got Homer headers for cabbage, carrot, potatoes, onions, red cabbage. So you need a unique header for each additional crop that you wish to harvest. Also note, for our forage harvester headers, the mower headers are configured to work with some of these additional crops also, in order to basically mow them for calf and eventual silage. Let's start taking a look at this main farm. And like I said, we're going to put some money into the bank. We're going to buy those other farms so we can explore them also. So one thing to note is that the main farmhouse, or farmhouse, is removed from the farm buildings. Farmhouse is right here. Go ahead and jump over to that. Here we have our farmhouse. We have our sleep trigger. Nice old school tricycle Farmall 460. I have to say, growing up, I drove this exact tractor, exact model, quite a bit in my youth. Oh, good. This one, the doors do open. That's great. Functional garage. We have one openable door. Both. We do have custom traffic that we will see as we explore. One of the reasons why I said that I really feel that this map does have a unique and realistic East Coast feel to it is like these driveways. Maybe not so much these road lines, but the driveways coming on up here to the farmhouse. And the drive back between these fields to the actual farm buildings. Here we have the farm. I believe this is a hayloft. We're going to get a trailer here and validate that here in a moment. Got our input, got our output. Just have general farm storage over here. Another 460. Oh no, this is a 806. Oh my gosh, this is just like we had an 806 on the farm too, but it was not narrow on the front. It had a normal wide front to it. Got our bale trailer. Got a pair of silage bunkers. Those. Hearing what sounds like airplane, but I don't see it. So we have the chicken pen here, and the chicken pen have been it has been enhanced with the animal pen extension, so you can buy water trough right there. So we can buy a water trough, and the chickens have a water trough which is over here, so that's pretty cool to see. And this is where we're going to add our chickens. Go ahead and get one. Got our food trough here, and this is then going to be where the eggs spawn, and this is where the reusable egg pallets have been pre-placed. Take a look at our animal screen. You're going to see that our chickens indeed require water, wheat, barley, and then rye or millet can be added. So any of these 4 foods can be used to effectively feed our chickens. Fuel trailer or fuel tank, service building, and I like this rundown. We've got a rundown farm tech trailer, lost its axle. We've got our main farm silo here, which is why I believe that the other building was a kind of a hayloft. They were a dump and our fill. This is listed as a buy silo, so I want to see if this is just for lime or if we can buy other things out of here also. This is our cow area. So we have our food trough, our delivery point for our cows, flurry, and over here. Again, the map is prepared for the animal pen extension, so we do have the ability to buy water trough right there. Have the water trough. Now let's run back over here and just see how many cows this particular pen will hold. This will hold 500 cows. And while we're looking at this, see that the cows require water. Well, this says soybean straw. So we can put regular straw in here and bale up a windrow of soybean straw after we harvest soybeans. And probably also bale up corn straw, corn stalks, and basically put corn stalks in here as straw also, even though it doesn't list that. We have TMR. We can use alfalfa hay for our hay silage. Alfalfa hay food category, or we can feed them grass, alfalfa, or clover also here. That's pretty cool. Run back over here and just check and see how much chickens hold. We have 500 chickens also available here at the main farm. Didn't have a farm all 300. A farm all Super H. Water tanker, water fill point, our milk collection area for our cows. Some more of our equipment. I'm gonna tab and figure out. Oh, our tractors are in here. One of our tractors. So we have a manure pit for our cows. Let's see what this is a buy silo for. Seed, lime, fertilizer. Okay, so we can buy seed, lime, or fertilizer there. And just to validate what this stores: wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, sugarcane, seeds, mixed rations, forage, chaff, wood chips, silage. So pretty much everything can be stored in here, other than your hay, straw, grass, etc. And that's why I'm thinking that building over here is then a hayloft. Corn stalks, straw, grass, alfalfa, silage, chaff, mixed rations, soybean straw, alfalfa, hay. Board there. That's the road that goes over to the farmhouse, down to the main road. A little road here going down to a pond. This is the road I was looking for. And then, again, farmhouse is over the hill there, the rise. And this is kind of a secondary entrance to the farm. Kind of winds behind these folks' property, and then back down here to the road. It's, again, why this whole area just has that feel to it. Got this rural road, the houses that have drives right off of them. You know, I don't know. It's just, sure lots of folks will agree with me. It just has that feel to it. See, you could see this exact site so many different places on the East Coast. You just take a picture, and you could probably find exact locations that look exactly like this. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and add some money and buy these other lands. to see what those farms look like. Surprised we don't have a pickup truck. Going to go off the edge of the map. Let's cut through here. Past the farmhouse. Down to the road. Then we'll go up to the pig farm. Right across from where we are now. Over here we have, I believe that's alfalfa growing over here. Yep. Oops. And here we have our drive for the pig farm. So we do not appear, it does not appear that this is a sleep trigger. That's a little bit of a disappointment. I would have hoped that when we bought the additional farms that they came with their own independent farmhouses. But, you know, it is what it is. There's placeable sleep triggers that you could put down if you didn't own this land here. In fact, let's sell this. We have our farm silo. A little bit of storage here. Not a whole lot on this farm. We have our buy silo, which again, probably going to provide us seed, fertilizer, and lime. Got a water fill point. And this is the pig farm. Pig farm is once again configured to support the water trough add-on. Got our slurry point there. The water trigger. Our manure. Feed trough. And straw trigger in here. We have our pig drop-off point right here. And our pigs are going to be able to eat all kinds of extra foods. Now again, with seasons, it removes this third category. But without seasons, take a look. We got water, soybean straw, or corn straw will work, or regular straw. We also have corn, alfalfa, or Sudan grass, wheat, barley, rye, or millet, soybean, canola, sunflowers, and sorghum. And then for root crops, we could feed them potatoes, sugar beets, black beans, carrots, cabbage, red cabbage, or onions. Man, I don't think you would need to season the meat from pig farm here. It would be well seasoned just by eating that wide variety of foods. So let's jump to the other farms. We're not going to drive to those. We're going to jump to those other farms. Take a look at each of those in session. Here we are. This is the... Oh, I was stuck. This is the horse farm. It's just south of the shop and field 24. One of the entrances to the horse farm right here. The buy silo. We've got a small grain silo. Vehicle shed. Another shed here. We have the horse pasture. And it's been configured for the animal pen extensions water trough, food trough, our horse area, 16 horses. I didn't see how many pigs were in the other area. You'll need to just rewind and take a look at that. And if we take a look, our horses, in water, soybean, corn straw, regular straw, oats, and alfalfa, and hay, clover, and alfalfa hay as far as additional food sources. Horses. And our last farm, which is the sheep farm, which is across the street here. Got what appears to be a farmhouse associated with the sheep farm, a nice drive. Got a little floaty building here. Ground needs to be brought up to there. Again, we've got a cool garage. Then we come down here. Cook and trash heap. Oh no, who's in there? What's in there? Why do we have another 806 in here? No, this thing needs to be running. There seems to be a problem with farm tech trailers in general. It looks like they lose their axles. Look, the 486 is out here. Why is the 806 in there? 460. Processor. Buildings here. These buildings are part of the Burning SCS American Pack. Got our sheep pen, food trough, water trough, again, port for the animal pen extension water valve. This is where our wool is going to spawn in, and we've got lots of places to support the wool. Looks like our sheep might be, we might be collecting sheep poo. Figure out where the sheep delivery drop-off is. Kind of secondary sheep pasture. Tertiary sheep pasture. The sheep will roam between all of these, and we really need to keep the gates open for it to look realistic or not. I think I remember this building. Here's the drop off for that. So then our sheep, water, and then grass, hay, clover, alfalfa, alfalfa, hay. Doesn't say anything about manure here, so maybe that's just visual. All the animals, all the animal farms. Another bank barn up here. Pretty cool. Then the sheep farm silo is around the corner here. I like the bank barn because we've got an underneath section. No longer in use probably, but it's still down here. Sign of the times of the past. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get set up for a fly around of the map. Real quick, we're just going to get a visual overview from above. We'll settle back down here at the shop, and we'll drive around in our Mahindra. Sheep farm. There's our horse farm right across the street. Shop is right there. Looking at the westerly edge of the map, we got the PGA, we got a water tower. There's the forested areas. Does look like we have the hint. We have the hint of where the road accesses are. Okay, so like here we have the hint of a road going in, the hint of a road going in. That matches up with the access all the way here to the back, access here to the front area. That's kind of cool. Where we've got those areas kind of already hinted out to us, like, okay, this is where you would need to start clearing your trees, get back into here. Not a super dense forest. Not a forest that's populated all with one sole type of tree. Nice variety of different foliage. A nice variety of residential houses here. Something that we'd see like this. Again, you would see this in Pennsylvania. Seen that a fair bit in my Pennsylvania travels. River cutting through here or whatever. Big enough basically for bridges. Some folks have little boats. Pretty cool. Little details. Here we have coming across the south edge of the map. We've got our animal dealer. This area here, imagine that these two houses are probably owned by somebody in the same family, different family members. They've got a common driveway back, or at least that's how maybe they were originally done. Moved out now. Sell points. More forested areas. Area operation. All these organically shaped fields. Not a square field on the map. I know that'll be a huge turnoff for some. Others will find it rather desirable to be that way. Here's where we came out. This is our main farm. That was the road up the hill then to Quaker State processing plant, so that's probably a big sell point for oats, cereal grains. Got the small pig farm over here. We left our tractor. Now we're coming across the northern edge. Lots of houses just right off the road. Got little neighborhoods. I'm tired of hearing me say that it just has that rural East Coast feel to it. Trees everywhere. Alright, so let's head back to the shop. Get the Mahindra and we'll start doing our thing. Out this old rundown farm. The old farm tech trailer there. One's been here so long it's got a tree growing up through it. That is awesome. Awesome. Just drive out to the main road. Right behind the vehicle shop, got this old abandoned barn. Oh my, floaty floaty. Alright, so here we are. Go ahead and get that Mahindra. We've got our buy, sell, trade trigger. This is, of course, the shop from Ravenport. There's the buy, sell, trade trigger. This is pretty cool how it's set up. Multiple levels. Pretty neat. Drive around here to Cozy Wool. Of course, it's going to be our wool and cotton sell point. Here's the Sudan grass. I have to say, I think the whatever the textures are, or whatever causes them things to fly around like that, might want to dial that down a little bit. Bit much with the movement. If you're looking at it from above, it's really interesting. Interesting smoke plume coming up out of that chimney. Here we are, Cozy Wool spinnery. So our drop off or wool and cotton. That needs to be brought down. Custom traffic. This is the road. Farm is back that way. Head up the hill here to Quaker Processing. Got our dump station. I like how we've got these little, I don't know what kind of tree that is. Whitebark. I'm not a tree. I see clumps of them scattered around. Let's drive all the way over to Central Feed Supply, Beaver Brothers Sawmill, and then make our way around. We don't have flats, flat ground. We don't, you know, all ebbs and flows. It just feels right. Central Feed Supply. In ground. Big old rock there. That road will take us to the other side of the farm entrance and the pig farm. We have millet, I believe. Red crop there. Got power poles. I'm not too sure about the street lights. Intermixed between poles there. I don't think that would be permitted, but Dunkin' Donuts. Alright, sound off in the comments. Got this far in the video. Sound off. Are you a Bavarian cream filled donut person or a icing filled person? Like just cream, like nasty sugar cream. Sawmill up there on the hill, pretty cool. And multiple levels here, really works. A log drop off here, or wood chip drop off, and then the rest of this is just decorative. Cool. Cool the way this has been set up, and then we've got another entrance here. Proper entrance. Screaming Tree Farms coming up next. They look to be a sell point for Hay, straw, and grass. Check. Screaming tree farms. Yep, hay, straw, and grass. Davis, feed mill, and bales area coming up. Feed mill part. Bales, sell point. One of the bridges we saw on our overhead flight, I think. Make our way down here to the biogas plant. Multiple entrances in here to the biogas plant. Pretty cool. So, of course, our digestate. Oh, we got people walking around here. Nice. Digester. 2 large bunkers. It's basically the Ravenport facility. Over the road driving to get to the biomass heating plant. Drop off, and we can drop off logs here for bales, I believe. E.G. Mills. Be listed. We've got that big section of southern tree area. We've got those 2 access roads that we looked at the overflight. Fuel, so that's Dunkin' Donuts. Other Dunkin' Donuts. I think it is. The intersection. Come up here and just have this nice view. So we have Eureka Farms over here, which is kind of an AI looking farm. NPC looking farm. Again, it's going to be a sell point. This road is going to take us out between these fields out to road that joins up with the shop there. That's nice. You just pull through there, sell your bales, and continue on out if you wanted to. Down here, Richland Feed and Sea Mill, and then Bale Sell Point. I'm curious if there's Route 242 is legit. Probably is. Dairy for milk sales. Oh, look, that's smoke coming out of that place. Black smoke coming out of there. Bale dump. Grain dump. Just a few more sell points, folks. It's been a long video. Really nice, detailed map. It's going to take a little bit of time to properly cover everything. Lazy Acres Farm. Another one of those bale sell points. And do we have a road out through this one or no? No, this one's not so much. A little bit of area to back turn around, but it'd be hard if you bring a big long trailer in there. Right across the street from that we have Lazy or Nancy's restaurant, somebody's restaurant. Fancy's restaurant. Buy bulk grain. Go up here to Johnson's Mill. Dried riverbed there, dried creek bed or something, a little bit of marshland. Transport company. Could be North Transport. Grain dump. Bale dump. And then we're going to conclude by heading over to the animal dealer, animal stockyards. Lots of roads. I like how all the road intersections, they're not 90-degree intersections. windy, curvy roads. And they just seem to organically flow around. Stockyard here. Stockyard sell point. We'll just abandon our Mahindra there. So we have our stockyard sell point here. We have our animal dealer. Trigger right there. So guys, that is it. That is Bucks County, PA. Sound off in the comments. What do you think of the map? Going to play the dynamic mud version or the non-dynamic mud version? Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.